Hello, welcome to my kitchen and my shop that I've just done in preparation for the 21-day total body reset protocol. So, pre- predominantly, we're looking at three food groups. We got proteins, we got fats, and we got carbs, and we got some other bits and bobs as well. We talk about ferments, teas, flavors, and what do I want to say about this? I want to say buy really nice stuff. Okay, you're going to be eating no crap for 21 days, which means you don't need to buy a lot of the shit you would normally buy. So spend extra money on just really high, maybe if you don't normally buy organic, buy organic, um, and buy yourself some like nice steaks and things like that. Treats in the quality of the food you're getting rather than the crap. So what proteins have I got? I've got fish, which is in the fridge. I've got chicken. I've got some duck. And I've got some beef as well. So that's just kind of what I like to buy. Could also buy some lamb. You could also buy some pork, although probably I would less favour pork, which is very fatty. And it also has quite a high lot of toxins. I should preface all of this and just say I'm not a nutritionist at all. This is just all my personal experience and what I know to be really good for me and a high octane brain clarity. And I've seen this work for lots of people as well. So those are my proteins. Now, every meal is going to have my proteins and fats and carbs. The other protein that I've got is the Vivo Life Perform Protein Powder. It's a really high quality protein powder. It's got turmeric in there. It's got reishi mushroom. It's got pea protein, but it's fermented. And that helps your digestion. So the turmeric and the reishi mushroom are really strong anti-inflammatories, as is the ginger, of which I have lots. I've got some juiced because I'm not going to juice all of my fresh ginger. You could do if you were being really rigid. By the way, my AI coach didn't like this because it's got some apple in it and some other stuff. But considering the rest of my shop, we're pretty happy with that. I've also got some powdered ginger. So I've got loads of ginger. I'm just going to be putting ginger in everywhere just to get as much in as possible because it's a very strong anti-inflammatory. So, yeah, that's what I'm taking that. So those are my proteins. In terms of carbohydrates, so we need protein for muscle. We need carbohydrates for energy. On the protein, you should be hitting at least 1 gram of protein per kilo you weigh. That should stop you from losing muscle during the total body reset program. If you want to gain a bit of muscle, then maybe you could up that to 1.5 or even 2 grams. It's quite a lot of protein. So it really helps to have the protein shakes as a bit of a bonus thing in there. And there will be a little bit of protein from some of the other things, but those are your main protein sources. If you're vegetarian, then you're going to be using soy, basically tofu, and maybe eggs. Although for everyone else, just leave eggs out if you can, because there is some inflammation that can occur from eggs for some people. Carbs. Okay, so throughout this process, we are switching our body from burning predominantly carbs. So most of us eat too much rice, bread, pasta, those are kind of the big ones. And we're trying to switch it to more fats. And then eventually we're going to fast. And then we'll completely fast. Now, when you do that, if you're doing the advanced version, you're building to a 3-day fast. If you go straight in, your body's a bit too used to running on carbohydrates, running on sugar. So if you just go straight into the fast, it can be very difficult and hard on your body because and mentally it's very difficult because you're just not used to it and your body's not got the fuel it needs. Sugars are very powerful, very quick energy source. So I'm going to be okay because my body has metabolic flexibility. So that means that I can easily run on fats or carbs because I've done it before. Now, if it's the first time you've ever done this, you might not be metabolically flexible. So you may find that only eating the kind of foods that I've got here, I've got like broccoli, carrots. The sweetest food I've got in is probably carrots. I mean, pears. Apparently my AI coach didn't like my pears and apparently too high in sugar. But I'm not too bothered about that. I've got leafy greens for salads and kale and mushrooms and cauliflower, but I haven't got any potatoes. I don't have any like sweet potatoes or anything like that because they're sweet. They're very sweet. They're high in carbohydrates. And I'm trying to get my body off that towards the fat and then off completely to fast. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, you don't need to push yourself to go to the level that I'm going to if it's your first time. So if you feel dizzy, you feel nauseous or anything, it's probably because your blood sugar got a bit low. And so then maybe you just have a bit of sweet potato or a bit of something just to bring it back up a little bit. And just be kind to yourself. Like, have fun with it. Don't push yourself too hard into it because it's the first time you've done it. You need to do it a few times to get used to this. So that's my carbs. Now I've got loads of delicious stuff here, really high quality stuff, which I'm quite excited about eating. I feel, just looking at it, I feel excited and feel healthier already. Then we got fats. So fats, I've got nuts, I've got avocado, and I've got some olives. The olives have got a bit of salt in and oil. I got organic. I got whole olives with the stone in, so they're minimally processed. It's about as best as I could get. I don't think you're going to get fresh olives anywhere. And I'll sprinkle my nuts and seeds on my salad and onto various foods. I tend not to follow recipes, but that's just me because I just chuck things. I know how to cook, so I know what flavors go with what. Lime, lemon, chili, they kind of go together, garlic and chili. So those are my flavorings. I've got garlic here. I've got loads of dried herbs. If you're buying dried herbs, just make sure I'll check the ingredients, make sure it is just that on it. So the only thing that I had a mix of here, so I've got some curry powder. This has got coriander, turmeric, cumin, ginger, black pepper, paprika, and cinnamon. So all of those are good, but often they'll have salt in. So just be careful of that. We're not having salt per se. We're not adding salt into our foods throughout the 21 days either, which is the tough part of this process. What else have I got? I've got ferments. So ferments, I've got kimchi. I have got some things in the fridge that I've already done previously. So I've got kimchi. So in the ingredients on here, so there's cabbage, carrot, spring onion, sea salt. So there is salt in this, but again, it's part of the fermenting process that they have to put salt in. Chili powder, ginger, and garlic. So that's kind of it. So that's okay. We're good on that one. So you've got to check because some of the things that they sell in shops nowadays are not proper. They're just sort of made to look healthy. The other thing with fermented food, I don't know if this was said, it should say unpasteurized in here. If it's been pasteurized, then I believe that so this is fresh. So you'll know it's not been pasteurized till it's fresh. If it's been pasteurized, it's basically been heated and killed. The bacteria has been killed. So they're selling kimchi, but it's no good. It's not why. The only reason I really buy kimchi is, yeah, it's okay tasting, but it's more for the function of it. The fermented bacteria that's in there, it's going to heal my gut. So that's why I buy kimchi. Kefir. So the AI coach won't pick up on this, but this is a dairy product, but it's fermented, and we want the fermented for our gut. So that's the only kind of dairy thing I'll have over 3 weeks. What I do with this is I use it for my breakfast. I mix chia seeds, I mix my protein and nuts together and make it like a kind of porridge without any oats. So that's why I do that. It's quite a decent amount of protein in there as well. So if you're trying to up your protein, that's another way. And then I've got Willie's apple cider vinegar, which is a nice flavoring on salads and in cooking. And you can even do a little tea with this. So if you mix it with hot water, if you just want a lemon, that's quite it's a nice tea. I like it anyway. Not everyone does. What else have I got? I've got lemons and limes, and maybe if you get fruits, so other things. These are unwaxed, the sort of better quality ones. And I will zest it onto fruits and onto the meats and into the salads and things like that to make them taste delicious. And I'll use the rind of the lemons for a tea as well. So using the whole of the plant, of the fruit. I think that's pretty much it. What the protein powders there. There's one other thing that I've got, which if you've got a real chocolate craving, I use. It's a company called Full Power Cacao, and they sell raw cacao. Basically, it's completely raw, relatively unprocessed chocolate. So I'm pretty okay with if you want to make cacao as a drink, you can make that. Really nice way of doing it. You can just use water, but most people use almond milk in there. I mean, you can get little machines that make your own almond milk. It's a little bit of a process, or you can blend it with water and filter it. It's up to you. Or you can just water. But yeah, use water, cinnamon, and cacao, and a little bit of lemon or orange rind, and that's really delicious. And if you're struggling with coffee, to come with coffee, then that's a good one. Ginger tea is a pretty good one. I've got my peppermint tea and chamomile tea. I use tea pigs. I think really high quality again. It's all good stuff. So I think that's pretty much everything. Like I said, and I've written about it a lot, but don't push yourself. If you're feeling lightheaded, you're feeling ill, listen to your body. It's about honoring your body, honor it with really healthy, high quality foods. If you're uncomfortable with cooking, learn. This is a real life. This is a life skill. You're looking after. You're honoring your body. You're honoring your brain, and this is only going to be an incredible outcome. It really can't go wrong at all unless you are pushing into and doing things that you're not comfortable with. Any questions at all, let me know. And I'm excited to get going. Hope you are. And I'll see you all soon. Cheers.